Isn't it a glorious autumn morning here? Just little wispy white clouds. Everything is damp, but it smells good. Hi, and good morning. This is the Curio Stitches Podcast, and I am Elly. I am coming to you from my garden currently because it is glorious weather. And today is about fibre and yarn and dyeing. So I thought that I would show you the beginnings of my new sort of dye studio space. Because I used to be in the kitchen in here, but I don't dye in there anymore. So I have a shed and, well, you'll see. So I'll take you along with me. So I'm going to take you in the polytunnel so I can sort of explain what the new space is going to be. Okay, so I'm in the polytunnel and I'm in here to show you the sort of the space that I'm going to be working with. So let's see. Okay, so at the moment I've got my egg chair down there. I've got veg that's sort of coming to the end of its season, except for my calabrese. So I've got cabbages and broccoli and kale. I love kale. It was sort of a tester crop this year. And then I've got my carrots. My aubergine had plenty of flowers, but it did not produce any fruit. And I've got another couple of aubergines that did nothing. There's Phoebe. Phoebe, say hello. She's like, no, I'm on a sniff mission. So I also keep my bicycle in here. This is there to there. It's 5 meters and it's about 2 meters wide from side to side between where I have my fence and my house. So the building that I found is actually bigger. I'm going to sit in my egg chair while I talk to you. So the building that I found that is a temporary structure, because I'm not allowed to put anything with foundations or whatever, but I've managed to find sort of a workshop metal shed. Oh, distracted, sorry. My lights above me. They're solar power, so they come on right. Will fit in this gap, but it's longer and higher. So it's sort of like a metal cabin, a bit like Phoebe, come. Sorry, I just had to go and grab Phoebe before she got out the garden. So as I was saying, the metal shed container is large enough for me to have a dyeing station and a sink area and a storage area in this area here, as well as an area where I can soak the yarns and prep the yarn, and if I choose to I can do all my labeling out here. The unit that I found also has lighting, and there is a box that I can connect power to. I have already had the electricians put extra fuses in for me, so I can have 6 power outlets out here. So yeah, I will now take you through into the shed where I am going to be using it as a drying room. So I'll take you there now. Okay, so we're in the shed, and at the moment the walls are like this. It is, after all, a storage shed. There is a window over here, and then I've got another wall there. So this room is only about 6 square feet, maybe 6 by 5.5. And Just need a sip of tea. So I will turn the camera and show you my ideas. So at the moment, I've still got my Christmas tree and table and chairs in here, and an old vanity unit, but all that's going. So the walls, I need to get rid of the ivy that's grown through. It's dead. But we didn't come in here for about a year because on the ceiling up here, there was a wasp nest. So we had to wait for her to sort of vacate on her own. So I've got this old shelf, which that looks like damp, but it's stain. So I've got to replace the shelf, hoover out all the cobwebs and whatnot, and then I've got some paint for the walls, some masonry paint, and it's sort of a rich creamy colour, and then I've got to reseal around the doors and get rid of all these cobwebs and things. So all my dyeing stuff is sort of here. Well, that's my drink. And then I've got some fleece, some fibre here that I'm going to be using to make some dreadlocks with, because I'm going to be doing that as well, wool dreadlocks. So I've got containers for citric acid and all my sort of hot plates and funnels and dye jugs, and this is my unit that's got my dye stocks in it, my dye powders. So the space in here is quite small, but it's going to be the drying room. So what I mean by drying room is, the one problem that we have, especially in the UK, is because we've got such sporadic wet weather, it's always difficult to get yarn dry if it's not sunny outside. So this room is going to have racks in it that I will be hanging the yarn on with a dehumidifier, so that on the rainy days I can still get all my yarn dry and fibre dry and things like that. So yeah, I'm very excited. So as I do things, sort of get the studio up and running to sort of full capacity, I will of course show you as things develop. But yeah, it's all good, all exciting. There is going to be my logo and a sort of thing put on the door on that one, and then again on the other side of the shed. So I'm very excited. But in order to be able to do that, I need to sell some yarn and some fibre. So I am having a sort of old stock sale that's going to sort of happen. So let's take you and show you what I have at the moment. Hi, I needed a minute because not only had Phoebe got out, she had found a full male scent and was following it down the road. So I needed a minute to make myself a fresh cup of tea and get my breath back, because Phoebe's half Chihuahua, half Jack Russell, but she's sort of more Jack Russell, and they can run and I cannot. So she is safely back home with her brothers. So yes. Right, so I have a lot of yarn that I'm going to be putting up for sale as a sale, to sort of clear the decks and be able to put that money into new yarn. So I'll take another sip of tea and then I'll start showing you yarn. Okay, so what I will do, first of all, I will show you the things that I'm not going to be bringing back, and then at the end I'll show you the things that I am keeping as I'm going to continue dyeing these colourways. So I will start with sport weight. So sport weight, there are 5, 5 skeins. They're just experimentals. They are 100% superwash merino. This is number 1. 2. They're similar. They're not quite the same. They're similar. 3. You could do a lovely gradient with them. Just saying. Those 3. So they're all 100% superwash merino. It's 300 grams per 100 meters. And then there are these 2, which are a different sport weight base. So they're still 100% superwash merino, but these are slightly, they lean more towards DK than sport. And they've got 262 meters. So you've got a true sport and then a plishy sport. So these 5 are going up in the D stash. And then just remember to move those. On sock weight or fingering weight yarns, I have still got some sock sets, the 50/50s. So there's the Yule set and then there's this set. But I'm tempted to put them up just as 50 gram individual ones. So yeah, these are £5 each. The 100 gram skeins, unless it's cashmere or I've got a couple of skeins that are more special, they'll be slightly more, but it sort of £1 per 10 grams of yarn is not bad, you know. So half minis, and then I have another half mini, and then I've got strawberry shortcake. So it's a 50/50 set. So these are 85% superwash merino, 15% nylon. So they're both 200 meters. And so that makes 400 meters total, and then there's a single one here. Then I've got a couple of skeins of Merino Silk 50/50. One's in Midnight and the other one was just a purple experiment. So this one's Midnight and this one's the experimental. Then I do have a few sweater quantities, but I will save those for last. Okay, I have got, this was a wonky Cauldron one. So this was meant to have been pretty gritty, but I used the wrong black and it's still lovely. It's got speckles of pink and black and it's grey. So that's on 75/25 merino nylon. Then I've got another wonky Cauldron. This was meant to be in this moment. And this is 75/25 merino nylon. This was a very old base that I just had a single skein of and I just chucked some dye on it. It's sort of a blacky purple. So this again is it's 75/25 superwash merino nylon, but it feels more like a blue face Leicester. It's more toothy. So it's 400 meters of that one. Then I've got, when I was figuring out my potion colourway, this one is 85/15, 400 meters, superwash merino. Then I've got some Truly Wicked on the merino nylon 85/15. So this is super squishy. Okay, it's beautiful, this grey, I love it. Then we have got a random skein. I think I just had a sample of this one, but it's a Stellina merino nylon and it's sort of purples with blacks. And now I've got some merino nylon. Lots of purples. Now I have 4 skeins of, no, another, is that one? Sorry, it's another merino nylon. I just skein up swiftly in a different way. So I've got 3 skeins of merino cashmere nylon. So this one was my moon. And I will be honest, I want to keep these. So if these don't sell, I won't be mad. This one was asteroid. They're similar. And then this one was mystery. That was not showing as nicely on camera as it is in real life. It's really rich, tonal, sort of purpley, mauvey black. Absolutely stunning. So MCN, these were 366 meters per 100 grams. And then I've got some merino singles. So that one's labeled one off. I've got Venomous Kiss. So these are 366 meters. I have got some In This Moment. I have got some Nightwish. And I have got some Ritual. So these are all superwash merino singles, high twist, 366 meters per 100 grams. So you've got a really lovely tealy blue, got a blue, pink and teal green. Yes. Right, no, that's sweater quantities. Right, so next is some DK weight. So this is a single skein of DK weight in sea glass. I've got another one here in Galatea. And then I have 2 skeins of it in Woodland. So these are all 225 meter per 100 gram, 100% superwash merino. Right, now I have got one skein of Balefire, which I do want to bring back, but I'm not 100% sure because this one didn't sell well for some reason, even though it's absolutely stunning. So that is 85/15 superwash merino nylon. And then let's see. Right, we're into sweater quantities. So, well, this is I have 2 sock sets. It's a superwash merino nylon and lurex, the main, and then superwash merino nylon as the contrast. But there are 800 meters of the main and 160 meters of the contrast. There is enough here to make a top if you're on the smaller sizes, or even a larger size could make a small top, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean. So there's this one. So this is the Truly Wicked sock set. And I never actually put these 2 up for sale. I wanted to keep these for myself to do a sort of Halloween moment, and I just didn't get around to it. So there's these 2. And then I have 3 skeins of Peace and Calm, which is lovely cool grey with pink and blue speckles. So there's 1200 meters total of that one. I have 3 skeins of Magic Spell, which is this beauty. So it's a lovely aqua with purpley blue and pink speckled. It's not heavily speckled. It's absolutely lovely. These speckles, aren't they gorgeous? So there's 1200 meters of that one. And then I have 1600 meters, so a large sweater quantity of Siri, which is my Watcher Club, which I dyed a couple of years ago, and this is the first time that I'm going to be selling it, because these are ones I dyed for myself, and then again just didn't knit with them. So this was from 2020, of course, because it was still COVID. So this is 85% superwash merino, 15% nylon, 400 grams per skein. And yeah, 4 skeins of that one. And then I have 3 skeins of the Geralt, which was also in the Watcher Club. So this one is a lovely warm pale grey with yellow and charcoal speckle areas. 1200 meters that one. And then finally, I have the Jeffreya colourway, not Jeffreya, Yennefer colourway. Jeffreya is my D&D character. I was playing D&D last night, sorry. So, Yennefer de Vengerberg. This is an absolute stunner. I will be keeping this colour in the new shop, as well as the Geralt and the Siri, because I've not put them up for sale apart from for the club people yet. So these 3 colourways will be staying on the website, but once these ones are sold, it will be pre-orders. So yes. Right, so the other colourways that are staying, I'm keeping Crimson Peak because it's absolutely stunning. I am keeping Talisman. This was my most popular colourway. Well, this and Hexed, which I'm currently using in a project. Let me just grab it. So this is Hexed. So these will be staying. And then there is the Strawberry Cheesecake, which is, what's that on it? The same as the minis. So Strawberry Cheesecake will be staying because it's a really fun colourway to dye. Then I have Renaissance. It's just so beautiful. Sort of yellow ochres and pinky red, and this delicious sort of thorny, rich cream colourway. So that one's staying. And then my final one, I'm not sure if I'm keeping this one or not. It did well. But I'm not sure I want to dye it. So I will probably do something similar because I have a lot of new colourways I want to try. So this one is going up in the D-stash as well. So this is Ariana. And this is the only skein I have left on my BFL bamboo base. So it's 400 grams, it's 80% superwash Blueface Leicester and 20% bamboo. So that is Ariadne. So this is greys with speckles. So yeah, I will just make some space and come back. So the other thing that I'll be bringing back, I did, I love Craft Country, or Love Country, the all black cast horror series that was out 2 or 3 years ago. I did an advent based on that, and so I'm bringing out the colours as individual skeins, and then I will bring out them as a mini skein set. And then if you want to buy the whole set as larger skeins, there'll be a sort of a discount because it's 12 skeins. So I can't remember which character is which because I don't have my dye notebook in front of me, but I will just show you the 12 colours. So here's number 1, number 2, this one's a personal favourite, 3, 4, beautiful, beautiful blue. And then we've got black. This really rich burgundy-ish one. Red number 1. And red number 2. And then we've got this beauty. And this one. And this one. And this one. So those 12 colours will be coming back. Like I said, I will be doing them as the full sort of mini skein set and as full skeins. But that will be pre-order for a while, just until I'm on my feet properly and I can sort of afford to have, you know, sort of yarn sat on the shelf waiting to sell for a few weeks, rather than just sat there taking up yarn that I can use for something else. So all of these things will be, not the minis, not these are for me. I'm using them for my batty montage, which is coming soon. The shop update will be on the last day of September. I can't remember if it's a Saturday or a Sunday. I think it's Saturday the 30th. We'll say Saturday the 30th of September is when the shop update is going to be. So all of these will be on my website. And I will also post them on Instagram the day before, just so that I can sort of limit the time that I have to spend at my computer. So yes, I hope you've seen something that you like, because personally I love all of them and I'm going to be a bit see some of them go, but yes, so that's it. I haven't got any fibre that I have dyed to hand. It's in the shed, as you just saw a minute ago, or 10 minutes ago, whatever it is. But there won't be any fibre going into the, there might be some. I'll have a look. If there is, I will post that on Instagram as well. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to getting back in my dye pans and having fun. I have not included my newer colourways, so the dark academia, etc., because they're my new colourways. I'm not putting them in clearance. I've only just started dyeing them and I haven't yet put them up for sale properly. I only sort of hinted to them on Instagram. So de-stash coming soon. Right, thank you very much for spending time with me today and bearing with while I had to go and get my dog back. Look after yourselves, and I will see you all again next week for the free Pattern Friday. Bye.